guys, it's me, Daily, and welcome back to my channel. We're in a different location once again. Today I'm going to be filming a book haul. I have about 25 books to show to you guys today. I think maybe just 24, possibly. There's a few that aren't in this video because I feel like it's been too long to talk about them, you know? Anyway, sorry about the location change yet again. I'm getting back into the swing of YouTube. It's been a little difficult catching up on, like, videos and stuff. I was gone for like 2 months, and now I'm trying to get back into YouTube and editing and getting a video up every week or so. So sorry about the break if anyone noticed. I've kind of separated these into groups. The first book I'm going to talk about here is one that I actually got when I was in Hawaii. I do have a video up for that if you want to see it. It's up in this corner. I think it's this corner. It is Target, Pearl Harbor by Michael Slackman. Yeah, so I think it's been around like 80 years since the attack of Pearl Harbor. And so I ended up getting this book when I went to Pearl Harbor. We got to go to the monument. We got to see the other monuments going over to the monument of Pearl Harbor. We also went on the USS Bowfin submarine. We were going to go and tour one of the battleships. For safety purposes with COVID, we couldn't go on there, which is fine. But I had a really amazing time at Pearl Harbor. It was super cool and interesting. It was also very, very sad to think about all the bodies beneath you and all the lives that were taken that day. And so I ended up getting a book to remember and read and research about Pearl Harbor a little more. And this one, like I said, it's kind of old. It's got a lot of maps and photos. I want to read this sometime this year. Hopefully I can work my way through it slowly so that I can write and annotate, or just like tab write, whatever you want to say for annotating. I want to write what I think in here. I want to put post-it notes, tabs to remember certain parts of the book or certain sections, and I want to take my time with it. I might pick it up sometime in the next month or so. The next bit of books here I'm going to be talking about are books that I ended up getting from Goodwill a couple weeks ago. I have 3 of them to talk about, and the first one is Suitors and Sabotage, and this is by Cindy Anstey. So I'm excited about this one. It sounds good. I've never read anything by this author, but looking at the back, I feel like I've seen some of these books before. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I like the cover. It looks cool. It's soft, and I feel like maybe I'll read this more towards like Halloween. I don't know. If I feel like picking it up, I'll pick it up, but it sounds interesting. Another one I ended up getting is the Gwenevere Deception, and this one's a little bit more well-known, I would say. This is by Kirsten White. I've heard a little bit about this. I know it's like King Arthur retelling. So Princess Gwenevere has come to Camelot to wed a stranger, the charismatic King Arthur. With magic clawing at the kingdom's borders, the great wizard Merlin conjured a solution. Send in Gwenevere to be Arthur's wife, and his protector from those who want to see the young king's idyllic city fail. The catch? Guinevere's real name and her true identity is a secret. To keep Arthur safe, Guinevere must navigate a court in which the old, including Arthur's own family, demand that things continue as they have been, and the new, those drawn by the dream of Camelot, fight for a better way to live. And always, in the green hearts of forests and the black depths of lakes, magic lies in wait to reclaim the land. Arthur's knights believe they are strong enough to face any threat, but Guinevere knows it will take more than swords to keep Camelot free. Apparently it's a series. I know there's another one out already. I don't know if the 3rd one's out or something, but I wanted to try it because I've heard good things. It's in great condition, you know, and the undercover is really, really nice. I'm going to try it out. I hope I like it, and if I do, I'm going to keep going on with the series, hopefully. I haven't read a lot of King Arthur stuff. The closest I've probably gotten to that is, like, The Land of Stories. Kind of go through a little bit of that. But I'm not a huge fan of like royalty, and I'm pretty sure King Arthur is kind of like that a little bit. So I don't know if I'll like it. I hope I do though. The final book I ended up getting at Goodwill is Flame in the Mist, and this is by Renee Audier. And I've been eyeballing this book for kind of a long time now. I really like the cover, just like the like cherry blossom looking trees in the sides, and I'm pretty sure it's just a duology. It might be a trilogy, but I'm pretty sure it's a duology, and I put it with my Mulan retellings because I love Mulan. There's a lot of books about Mulan out there, and so when I saw this at Goodwill, I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna get it because I've wanted it for a while. This is about a girl. We all know the original tale where Mulan has to go off to war to protect her father, her weak, feeble father. She disguises herself as a man known as Ping, her father's son, which no one knew about because he had a daughter, not a son. But yeah, so she goes off to war for her father. I'm just excited. I've read a few Mulan books now, only like 2, but one of them, oh my god, it was phenomenal, and one of them was kind of bland. But I'm hoping I like this one. It sounds good, sounds action-packed and interesting. Yes. The next books we're going to talk about here are ones that I got from Book of the Month. I don't know how far back I've missed talking about Book of the Month, but of course it's a monthly subscription box, you know. I have 3 of my Book of the Month picks to talk about, starting with The Dating Plan, and this is by Sarah Desai. I have read this book. It's all tabbed. You see. I didn't really like it. I liked the family connections and everything, but at the same time it was also a little too nasty for me. There were a lot of funny parts in this book, I will not lie about that. Right in the beginning there was something really funny I thought was great, but overall it was a pretty good book. I don't know what I rated it. It was a little too adult for me, but you know, what do you expect if you're going to read an adult romance book? I had a few complaints, but overall I thought it was pretty funny, really enjoyable. A little slow at points, but yeah, so I ended up getting this one for like, let's see, it says it on here, my January pick, and I ended up reading it probably in February, I think. Scratch that, I actually have 4 Book of the Months to talk about because I forgot about this one. And my February pick was Girl A by Abigail Dean, and this is a novel. I haven't read it yet. I'm pretty sure it's like a thriller. It involves like secrets and a mystery kind of thing. So I don't know a whole lot about this one. I'm pretty sure this girl grows up in a house and it's not a very stable household, and one day she has to return. That's kind of like a rough idea of what I have of the book. I'm not sure if that's correct, but yeah, there's that one. I don't know if I'm going to pick this one up anytime soon, but it sounds interesting. So, my March pick ended up being In a Book Club Far Away by Tiff Marcello. This is another one I haven't read yet, and yeah, so this one is about a group of friends who are all like army wives, I'm pretty sure. And one day, one of the friends in the group like betrays the whole group, and they kind of separate, and throughout this book, I'm pretty sure they see each other again and they try to rebuild their friendship is pretty much what my understanding of the book is. It's a little over 400 pages, I think, and I hope I like it. I think this one's going to be a little bit more emotional, and I thought since it's about friendship, and some of my friendships have kind of been struggling a lot this year, so I thought why not get a book about friendship and maybe read it, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm looking forward to it though. And the last Book of the Month one I'm going to talk about is actually my April pick, and that is Arsenic and Adobo. This is by Mia P. Manansala. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. But this is a really cute mystery novel. I just finished it a couple days ago. It wasn't that great if you can't tell by the tabs, but I did kind of like it. It was okay. I liked the character. She kind of got on my nerves a little bit at the beginning of the book because she wasn't doing anything to help the investigation going on. But this is about a girl named Leela, and she works at Tito Rosie's Kitchen, which is a family restaurant that she helps out with. And her family is in debt. One day, a food critic, aka her ex-boyfriend, comes into the restaurant. Shortly after eating the food from Tito Rosie's Kitchen, he ends up dying, so it's poison. And throughout this story, you're just figuring out who this killer is, getting little clues here and there. I will say, though, it's a little misleading. I thought from the synopsis, it does say that she's solving clues, which was in there, but not with her dog. Her dog is barely in the story, so I don't know why they included that. It's supposed to be like the first book in a series. So yeah, it was pretty good. I ended up rating it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Nothing too great, but overall it was pretty good. I have a couple manga right now, and those are The Girl from the Other Side Volume 1 and The Girl from the Other Side Volume 2. I read this one a couple months ago, and this one I actually ended up finishing like a day or two ago. Gorgeous books. I like them a lot. So this one left off on a really nice cliffhanger. Not a nice one because I didn't have the book right away, the second one, but now I want the third one because it left off on another cliffhanger. Anyway, this is my first experience with manga, and it's going good so far. I'm really liking where these books are going. I love Shiva and the teacher, and it's all just very mysterious, and I don't know what more to explain, but Shiva is this little girl. This is Shiva, this is the teacher, but Shiva is this little girl that the teacher is trying to protect from any outsiders. He himself is an outsider, and he does not want Shiva to go out. He's like her protector. The teacher found her, and now he just pretty much takes care of her. He keeps her safe, and the only thing is she cannot touch any outsiders, which he is actually an outsider, so they cannot touch each other. She cannot touch anyone like him, or she will get cursed. So that's pretty much what's going on in the first book. The second one kind of moves on from that, but there was a cliffhanger in both of these. So now I want the third one, but on Amazon it's like $25, and I'm not about to spend $25 for a book that's going to take about an hour to read. The next book I ended up getting, this was before I went on my vacation to Hawaii, was actually shipped. And I was going to read this in Hawaii, but I ended up not having a ton of time to read in Hawaii, so I just didn't end up reading it at all. But this is about a girl named Henley and a boy named Graham. They're both competing for a promotion in their jobs, and they have to go on a cruise and make a proposal on boosting bookings in the Galapagos. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. In the Galapagos. So over time, I think they just start developing feelings, and I'm sure there's going to be some conflict with who deserves the promotion more, how that's going to go. But yeah, the cover is cute, and I thought I was going to read it in Hawaii because it seems very tropical, but I didn't end up reading it, but that's fine. And the final one I ended up getting before I went to Hawaii, which this is the one I actually ended up reading in Hawaii, and that was Firekeeper's Daughter, and this is by Angeline Booley. I hope I'm saying that right. I can't pronounce anything, honestly. And this one I ended up really, really liking. I think I tabbed it a pretty decent amount. This one's pretty chunky. I finished it while on vacation. I actually, one of the last days we were in Hawaii, I ended up going on the beach and just reading, and I got really badly sunburnt. So it was kind of a win-lose situation because I couldn't walk properly for like a week. But at the same time, I ended up finishing this. So yeah, not to mention this cover is gorgeous. It comes off looking as a fantasy, but this is actually a thriller. I would say it's thriller and mystery because you're trying to solve a case. It involves drugs like meth, like drug abuse, or like mostly meth. And it talks about states like Minnesota, which is actually where I live. So like Minnesota, Wisconsin, stuff like that. The main character's name is Donis, and doesn't feel like she really fits in. She takes care of her mother and her grandmother, and one day she ends up meeting a hockey player who actually plays with her brother, and his name is Jamie. They soon develop a relationship, but then Donis ends up witnessing a murder, and she is thrust into this investigation to find out who, why the murder happened and what's going on. And it was, I'm not good at explaining, but it was actually like really good. I only rated it at 4 out of 5 stars because something was missing in there. The romance, I really liked the romance. It was awesome. And I loved learning about the Ojibwe culture, and I just tabbed a lot, and it was just a lot of fun. A lot of shocking moments I wasn't expecting, and it was really, really good. And I'm really happy I ended up getting this. It was awesome. 4 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. Another book I ended up getting is Becoming, and this is the adapted for young readers edition. I've already read her book, like the original. I have a signed copy, and now I have this copy. And I'm really excited. I didn't know this was coming out until my sister Summer actually told me about it. So I ended up going to Walmart and getting it. I haven't read it yet, and I have yet to read like A Promised Land, but since that takes a more political view, I feel like I'm more interested in the life of Barack Obama, which maybe some of his other books, which I also have, maybe they discuss that a little more. But I love Michelle Obama. I loved her original version, and I'm hoping I can read this sometime soon and love it as well. Oh my god, I just love Michelle Obama as a person. She's so awesome, and after reading her memoir, I loved her more, you know. So I'm excited to have this one on my shelf for like my Obama shelf, you know. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. The next one I ended up getting here is actually a chunker. It's To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and this is by Christopher Poloni. And this one is a sci-fi, which I've never read sci-fi really before. I think it's adult sci-fi, which is fine. I've just never read adult sci-fi or sci-fi in general. So this one has like Bible-thin pages. I don't know when I'm ever going to get to it, but it sounds incredible. It sounds amazing. Oh my god, not to mention in this light, like the cover, you can't really tell, but it looks like it's alive, you know? Especially in person, it's just so beautiful. During a routine survey mission on an uncolonized planet, Kira finds an alien relic. At first she's delighted, but elation turns to terror when an ancient dust around her begins to move. As war erupts among the stars, Kira is launched into a galaxy-spanning odyssey of discovery and transformation. First contact isn't at all what she imagined, and events push her to the very limits of what it means to be human. While Kira faces her own horrors, Earth and its colonies stand upon the brink of annihilation. Now, Kira might be humanity's greatest and final hope. It sounds amazing. Yes, please. It just sounds really, really good, and I really want to read it. I think the size and the thin pages are what really scares me away, but it sounds amazing, and once I pick it up, I'm sure I'm going to love it. Another book I ended up getting, this one's also from Amazon, but this is The Midnight Library. I watched a video, I forget the YouTuber's name, but she said it's like a book to get you out of a reading slump, and it sounds really good. It's about a girl named Nora, and after she dies, I think she goes to this library. Each book is a way that her life could have been lived, the way she could have lived her life, and how it would have changed from how she really lived her life. I don't know how to explain it. So, it sounds great, and it's short, so I kind of want to pick this one up soon. I love the cover too, but I'm really excited about this one because it just seems kind of adventurous and a little more heartfelt. I'm really excited about this one, and I hope I like it because I love the cover and it sounds amazing. Anyway, another one I ended up getting is The Regrets, and this is by Amy Bonifons. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Once again, I'm not good at pronouncing things, but look at this beautiful cover. Doesn't it look adorable? Anyway, I just started this today, and I'm about 50 pages in. I'm liking it so far. It says it's a sexy novel. Like, a lot of the blurbs on the back keep saying it's sexy and witty and all that, which is fine. I'm pretty sure it's adult, so what else do you expect? But, you know, I'm trying to get this done in a couple of days. I'm liking it. But there's a couple, like, right away in the beginning, I kind of got uncomfortable because something weird happened. I don't even know what it was doing, why it did that, why it happened, whatever. But other than that, other than some of the inappropriate things going on, I'm really liking it. Thomas, one of the main characters, he's rediscovering himself, and this is after he's died, so he's rediscovering himself, and I'm liking the way it's going. It's kind of just like, you can tell he's not living anymore. You can tell there's no life in him because he's dead. You can tell, like, the way it's written, it just feels like there's no life. Okay, next is a bunch of books that are more recent to my shelves. I've gotten these in like the past week and a half or 2 weeks or so let's get into these. I have 9 books left. The first one is Lost in the Neverwoods, and this is by Aiden Thomas. It says, something sinister waits within the trees, which scares me, but that's okay. It's okay. Anyway, this is a Peter Pan retelling, and I haven't read the classic Peter Pan yet, but I'm probably going to read this before I read Peter Pan because I already know what Peter Pan is about, so I already like the way it sounds. Aidan Thomas is also the author of Cemetery Boys. I have not read that book yet, but I've only heard amazing things. Like, I haven't heard a single bad thing about that book. And so I'm really hoping that this one is good and that I enjoy it. It looks good, it sounds good, so I'm excited for this. The next one here is, let's do this one, is Fat Chance Charlie Vega, and this is by Crystal Maldonado. And this is such a gorgeous cover. The colors and the gold, it all fits in so well. And I'm planning on reading this one in like a couple days, actually, as long as I finish The Regrets in time. I'm planning on finishing it. It is a coming of age. Here, it says, coming of age as a fat brown girl in white Connecticut suburb is hard. Harder when your whole life is on fire, though. This is about a plus-size girl, and her name is Charlie Vega. She's sick and tired of her mom trying to make her lose weight and trying to give her little pushes to lose more weight. And she's sick and tired of people wanting her to be slimmer and wanting her to be quieter and more white. She's sick of it. And so she has her best friend Amelia, and one day she feels really noticed when she starts up a relationship with this boy named Brian, but it all kind of comes crumbling down when she finds out that Amelia, her best friend, was actually asked out first by this boy named Brian. It says here it's a sensitive, funny, and painful coming of age story. I feel like this will have a lot of Puerto Rican representation, as well as learning to love who you are and accepting who you are as a person. I feel like it's going to be a lot of important things being discussed in this book, and I'm just really ready for it. So I'm so excited to dive into this in a couple of days. It's gorgeous, and I hope the inside is gorgeous. It sounds amazing, and I'm really excited. The next one I ended up getting is a YA romance, I guess you could say, and this is Rent a Boyfriend by Gloria Chao, and this one looks adorable. Oh my god, the cover is so cute. This is about Chloe and Drew, and Chloe's trying to impress her parents with her boyfriend, but she hasn't even met her boyfriend because she got him off this app that is called Rent for Your Rents, and it's a company socializing and providing fake boyfriends trained to impress even the most traditional Asian parents. After being cut off by his parents, Drew becomes a Rent for Your Rents operative to keep a roof over his head. Chloe's plan is to hire Drew and make her parents believe that he is her boyfriend so that they will stop pressuring her into marrying Hong Bo, the wealthiest young bachelor in their tight-knit Asian American community. But Chloe, of course, starts to fall for Drew. It says here, can she figure out what she wants before she loses everything? It sounds really, really good. Oh my god, and the people on the cover look so cute. But I'm just so excited about this one. It sounds awesome. Another book I ended up getting more recently is Coraline, and this is by Neil Gaiman. I did reread this. I've already read it before, like back in like 6 years ago, which kind of makes me feel old. But it's fine. It's fine. I read this when I was in like 3rd grade, and I just reread it actually like last week, and it was okay. It wasn't anything great. It was like a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't as scary as I remember it being. Of course, I was younger then, so of course a lot more things scared me back then. This is about a girl named Coraline. She ends up moving with her family to this place called the Pink Palace, and one day, as they're moving in, she discovers a tiny little door. Once she goes through this mysterious little door, she ends up going into like an identical world, except more cheery, more bright, more colorful, and she ends up meeting her other mother. Things start to unravel, and it gets really freaky, especially in the movie, but it's really good. The next one I ended up getting is Yolk, and this is by Mary H.K. Choi. I haven't read anything by her yet, but when I saw this cover and what the book is about, I had to get this. It is really, really cute. It's about 2 sisters, one named Jane and one named June. They separate after a while and they don't want anything to do with each other, but when June ends up getting cancer, Jane is the only one who can really help her out. So I feel like it's going to be really emotional, really sad, really heartfelt, and I don't read a lot of books about sisters and like bonding with sisters because me and my sister don't bond that much. Me and my sister have been through a lot in life, and we can connect in those ways, but other than that, we fight a lot. And I think maybe this one will open my eyes to how much family really means to people. And I'm hoping I cry. Honestly, I think I'm gonna cry. But yeah, I'm excited about this one, and I think it sounds absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really hoping I love it. Another one I ended up getting, I actually got this one a couple days ago, but is The Knife of Never Letting Go, and this is by Patrick Ness, and this is the first book in the Chaos Walking trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy. Yeah, it is. And it's kind of chunky, I'm not gonna lie, but there was a movie that more recently came out starring Tom Holland, playing, I think, one of the main characters, and, you know, that drove me to see what this book is about, and it sounds amazing. So I believe Todd, the main character, has a secret, and he's on the run, but in this place, everyone can hear your thoughts, so it sounds awesome. I don't know how to explain it, but I want to read this one soon. It sounds really good. I feel like it's going to be really action-packed and kind of spooky in a way, because, you know, everyone can hear your thoughts and what you're thinking, and if you're trying to run away and escape from this town, how are you supposed to do that without everyone knowing your every move? Another book, I actually ended up getting this one in the mail today. It's actually a rom-com, which I don't know if I've read a rom-com before, but this one literally says a romantic comedy, so it's literally a rom-com, and it is The Match, and this is by Sarah Adams, and this one seems so cute. This follows a girl named Evie who works for Southern Service Paws. It's a place that gives service dogs to people who need them, and she gets to know a person to give them the right dog, you know what I'm saying? And we also meet Jake, who is a single father, and he comes in one day looking for the right dog for his daughter. And slowly, Evie and Jake start to connect as they keep spending days together. It sounds really cute and romantic, and I'm hoping it's nothing too steamy for me, because I feel like this one just seems so perfect. I don't want to ruin it, you know? I don't want it to be ruined with the nasty romance. But if it comes down to that, I'll just keep it for when I'm older, and maybe I'll like it more, you know? This next book is Go the Distance, and this is by Jen Kalanita, and this is asking the question, what if Meg had to become a Greek god? It sounds so freaking good. I really want to read this one. There's so many books I want to read, but this one sounds amazing. So as you know, in the original Disney movie of Hercules, Hercules and Meg get to stay together, obviously, because instead of becoming a god, Hercules asks to stay on Earth with Meg, to be with her forever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? But in this instance, Meg is not allowed to be with Hercules because he is a god and has to be a god. So, to stay with Hercules, she has to become a god. But in order to become this god, she needs to go save her ex-boyfriend's wife from the underworld. And that sounds a little confusing. The reason she was in the grasps of Hades before in the movie is because she sold her soul for her boyfriend, who is now her ex-boyfriend, who now has a wife, who she now has to save, who is now in the underworld. You get me? So, anyway, it sounds amazing. The concept, at first, I didn't understand, but now it sounds incredible, and I really want to read it, so I might pick it up if I have time in a couple of weeks or so. It just sounds really good. I want a Princess and the Frog one. Don't know what they're going to do with it, but Hercules is my favorite Disney movie of all time, so this just, like, I really hope I love it because it sounds amazing. And the final book I'm here to talk about is actually a graphic novel, and that is Delicates. Oh my god, Sheets was really good, and I'm not gonna lie, but it was a 4 out of 5 for me. But this one, I finished it last night, and I kind of cried because it dealt with deeper topics than I was expecting, and it just got me, you know? It was so good, and I loved meeting these new characters. I loved how Marjorie got back to Wendell and became nicer to Eliza. It was just overall so good, and I'm rereading these all the time now because I loved this one so much. It was just amazing. I don't know how else to explain it, but I just loved it so much. And the first one was really good, but this one I feel like just had such deeper meaning for me to it. I don't know why. It was just really, really great. So those are all the books I have to talk about today. Thank you for watching today's video. I am always in the mood for reading now. All these books sound incredible, and I'm really excited to get to them all. Anyway, that's all I have to talk about today. It was kind of a long day for filming, and I have a lot to edit. So thank you for watching today's video. I will see you next time on my channel. Bye!
Maybe, maybe you've done to me.